Good. All right. Now I can focus on telling you what I'm going to tell you. So, welcome, whoever you are, wherever you are. You are welcome to the Aquarian Renaissance Indigenous Revival Summit. We're on day 3, and as I was saying, this is the middle of the peak of the summit, hump day. I stayed in a hostel that is called the Hump in Dali. In Kunming, in the capital of Yunnan, in China, the far southwest, getting close to Tibet. And the hostel was named after this. The pilots would call this certain route through the sky over the Himalayas. They called it the Hump because they had to fly over this great big mountain range. And so we were at that peak in the middle today, and who we have in store today are Corey Endulat of the Liberator 2 News and prolific author. Slavery Gone for Good is one of his books. He has a new book about opposites that we talk about in the interview. He has a book about natural intelligence, and that book comes along with a movement that is nature is the answer. And that's also a fundamental message of this summit, and many of the speakers on here is looking to nature, to identify with nature, helping us to move and to remember our natural identity as creator beings, co-creators, one and the same with all of life, right? And so aligning with that. And we have Neil Gar of Portal to Ascension, who's going to give a presentation about creation stories of ancient civilization. And he's going to take us all around the world. He has slides to share of his explorations, his research into many mythologies, and his quest to find the root of all religions. And so he was tuning into we recorded the interview. He was in the coastal town of Mancora in Peru, in the northern part of Peru, down in South America. And I've been to that town, and I was kind of shocked, actually. I was talking to him about it. You won't see this part on the interview, but we were speaking about how it's changed so much. When I was there, it was kind of a scary experience for me, because it's like along the Pan American Highway. I went to the farmer's market, which was kind of like in this little alleyway, and everyone was throwing their garbage on the ground everywhere, which is also a thing here in Montenegro. Lots of litter around. That's kind of part of the culture for the time being. And it was in Peru also at that time, in Mancora. And Neil said he noticed it's not like that now. They really cleaned it up when they realized that it was a tourist destination, and so they kind of made transformations, made the appropriate changes, cleaned up the town. And another thing that I remembered is going to a restaurant, and people were throwing their rib bones and things that they're eating. They throw the bones out just towards the front of the restaurant, and then dogs would fight over it. So I had some kind of I would say third world kind of gnarly experiences in that town when I was there in 2018. 2017. And anyway, Neil was there. So just wanted to share that part of the story. Then we'll also have Maria Owl, who is helping us to connect with our ancestry. So she was, she found out about this summit happening and said, "Do you have room for another speaker?" And I said, "Sure, come on." And so we connected for the interview, and it's very beautiful. She's going to guide us into meditative reconnection moments to share and discover our ancestry. And it's very delicate how she does it, very nurturing, and offering us safe guidance and a powerful spiritual experience to reconnect with the ancestors in our lines, and specifically one or maybe more than one. you have to tune in and see, but get ready for a deep dive in that interview. And Lonnie, I'm saving the first for last. The first one on the schedule anyway is Lonnie Kamau Yamasaki, and she is a medicine woman from Hawaii. Wisdom holder, also very active in education and a great traveler around the world like myself, and very inspirational. She's sharing about Hawaiian spiritual traditions and ways of being, the lokahi, meaning unity. And we'll get into a lot of great Hawaiian concepts, which I'm able to really appreciate after having lived there for about 3 years myself over the last 9 years. And so that's a real special treat. I definitely recommend tuning into Conversation with Lonnie. And after listening to it, I was dancing around to some Hawaiian music. So it's very inspiring, and it's a beautiful place. It's beautiful culture, and we have a beautiful speaker to share. Oh yeah, I didn't share about the recap. That's what we're excited about today. I'm definitely stoked on these interviews. I had a really good time with interviewing with Corey. I started asking less questions and just sharing my insights, because he also is just inspiring me with lots of ideas, and we can speak sort of the same language as far as being involved with permaculture and standing for freedom and our natural connection, and looking to history for inspiration to great thinkers and great doers and beers, human beings in mankind, that putting the kind in mankind, I want to say. And so for those of you who haven't had a chance to tune into yesterday, we had Mark Pytelik. That was he's an Australian man that is teaching on lawful solutions. Today we also have somebody that's teaching about lawful solutions. This is an understanding. This is another aspect of understanding our original indigenous nature, as nature, our identity, and how to move and express that, coming from lawful position and understanding. Mark was teaching us about the difference between law and legal, and Robert Michael is a teacher of mine. I'm involved with his House of Marcus Fellowship. He does a bi-weekly webinar teaching about these things, and he has a special gift. I'm going to share all these gifts, actually, all these gifts that are available today. Robert Michael has a gift that is about understanding trusts, so trust organizations. And if you guys had a chance to tune into the conversation with Robert William on the first day, we got into speaking about trusts a little bit. And that's, we're going to get more deeply into that with Robert Michael today. And you have the opportunity to get a free, Understanding Trusts course for a limited time from the House of Marcus Fellowship. So that's available on his speaker page. And let me mention the other gifts before I go back in time. I start out speaking about what we're going to do today, who we're going to hear from. And so Corey has his list of free resources, and not just one gift that he wants to share with all of us. And that is featured on the Liberator 2 news website. So there's quite a few resources as far as, if first of all, understanding what is voluntarism, what does it mean to live in a free society? Why is it that we actually don't live in one now? And how we can abolish slavery and be living in a consent-based paradigm that is in alignment with who we truly are, and the sacred honor of mankind, as I'm speaking about. And so there's a list of resources that will help us to activate ourselves with this understanding and to connect with our community. Corey is a great guide and facilitator for us to engage with our local communities in a better way, in a more effective way. Also, he's been doing it quite a bit, and he's got on the land permaculture community that he's building with others in Florida. So that's very exciting. We speak about that on the interview. And so he's got a whole slew of resources to check out. He's very prolific. And Neil of Portal to Ascension, Neil Gower, is sharing with us the opportunity to learn about Pythagoras, who was an amazing Renaissance man who was, involved in several different mystery schools, and so he was a true mystic. And we know him for his contributions to mathematics and to geometry. We always talk about the Pythagorean theorem and all this good stuff. But also he was a sound healer, and he had disciples basically learning him from his mystical ways. And actually, I've seen, I think it was what is the name? That it was a program on Gaia that talks about Pythagoras as one of the people. Oh, this program is called Ascension Keepers, and it's William Henry. That's who I was trying to think of. William Henry's name. William Henry has this program, Ascension Keepers, where he talks about Saint Francis as somebody who ascended in his physical body, just in the same way that people talk about Jesus ascending, and Pythagoras also. And others. So interesting, very luminous figure, Pythagoras. So that's the gift from Neil Gower. To explore further, we can get a free class that he's teaching on Pythagoras in the near future. So check that out if that's interesting to you. And Maria Owl is sharing an article that she's written that is about how we can create healthy, mutually joyful relationship with our ancestors. So that's definitely an informative read, and one that is highly relevant in these times. I mention everyone. Lonnie is going to give us it's available already, her gift, which is about 4 transformational holistic lokahi practices. So ways that we can engage with this way of being from the Hawaiian tradition, living in unity, in harmony, in conscious oneness with all of our beautiful earth and all of life. And so that's also an amazing resource that we can draw on and pathway for us to explore. So from this summit, we can trickle down in whichever way we are, as our watery nature is bringing the water in this age of Aquarius right to the place where it is needed, where we need to be, following our divine inspiration as it comes to us, each of us uniquely, and guiding us to unique pathway, to unique destination. And ultimately, it is a destination of evolution in a positive direction. That's my decree. Let us move in a positive direction for everyone's fullest expression. And the way I see that we can move that way is to bring in gratitude, into great fullness, become all that we can be by cultivating this feeling. And so let's just take a moment right now and tune into the gratitude for all these speakers and the amazing collection of wisdom that's on display here at the summit, opportunities for connection, remembrance, and elevation and illumination for a clear and strong, courageous, and loquacious and fluent pathway forward for each of us. Graceful, inspired, full of our developing mastery, moving into the greatest versions of ourselves. So grateful for all this possibility, and for the creativity, you'll see the interview with Corey today is called The Possibility of Spirit and the Spirit of Possibility. So calling in all this possibility, the potential manifest, the pre-manifest, as Astarius Miraculi calls it, femifest, that which we are dreaming before doing, and gratitude for all these dreams and inspirations, insights, and perspective. Yeah, it's luminous perspectives. That's what we're focused on here. So thank you. Mahalo. And I'll just share some more about the previous day, in case you want, didn't get a chance to tune into that yet. You will have an opportunity for another 24 hours from yesterday. In 11 minutes now, I'm going to have to take down the interviews from day one. So if you would like to check those out and you haven't had a chance to, you can make a contribution to the summit and receive lifetime access to those. And that will be the same each day. So you've got 24 more hours for yesterday's talks and interviews and presentations. And then going forward from today, you'll have 48 hours for these amazing presentations for today. So just recapping a bit, yesterday I started to mention Mark Pytelik, and he gave us the opportunity to explore further with his gifts of roundtable discussion, how he is able to settle matters and mediate without people having to go and carry on arguments in the legal system. He can actually achieve settlement and the end of controversies, and teach us how to do the same for our lives in his free gift. And he actually gave two gifts. The other one is about discharging debt. And actually one could be very helpful with the other, as I understand. So those are to explore, and his talk was very interesting. Speaking about some of his stories that he's had, and seeing the fun that he has with it, of being able to hold these out of court settlements and help people protect themselves from vultures, corporate vultures and governmental vultures that try to basically buy, force people out of business, or reclaim their houses, or any number of things that happen, as life is rigged in this commercial system that we're experiencing. And Corey will speak more about how it's actually mental slavery that is ongoing, that we need to rise above and transcend, and that's what we're here to do. So thank you for being here and for being a part of this rising and this renaissance and this revival back to our original identities, our original expression as one with all life. And may we be empowered in that direction. And Emer Stassen, I'll mention, was also with us yesterday, sharing the amazing magic from Ireland, visionary explorations that we got to kind of shamanically dive into together, guided by her, and receiving treasures of Irish heritage and ancient history and divinity. So that's all I'll say about that. Definitely worth checking out that one a number of times. I already have checked it out a number of times. It's beautiful. And we had Kate R. Brown, who was telling us about the medicine wheel, spiritual technology, and how that can be used. He spoke about ritual prescription. And I liked that concept about how we can, use certain rituals, and they could be expressed in any number of ways, to be our own medicine, right? To engage also from an energetic level of self-healing and collaborating with the various supports that we have in this great exchange that we have with the natural world, with the life around us. So he has a free gift of the story of the singing stone, which is an initiation into this medicine ways. And yeah, it's a beautiful speaker. And as I think of it, I start to speak like him. At least it seems that way to me. Hannah Maria, I watched her documentary, well, part one of it. Hannah Maria is doing amazing community building work and activism towards the same, our reconnection with nature, and in Finland. And so last night I watched her part one of her documentary that she shared with us all of this community building endeavor using the private membership association model in Finland. And I learned in her interview that there's quite a few of those types of organizations, and therefore for mutual benefit, they're like mutual aid societies, right? And the one they're creating, Kotsin Palu, it's called homecoming. That's what that word means. And it's about us coming home to ourselves as nature, right? And physically on the land, in a beautiful land, and you can check out the documentary to see they're basically on this island in the river up there in the far north in Finland, and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Definitely beautiful nature there. Makes me want to go. And Alyosha Linov, also in the far north in Russia, he is a teacher of mine, sharing about bioarchitecture and the physics of consciousness. And he's a very blissful being and moving with inspiration, channeling his creativity. He's just a force of nature, literally. And he shared with us all this book, and I also got into that free gift so far. It's an amazing book that he has as far as creating bioarchitectural drawings and sacred geometrical drawings. He speaks a bit about his story in that book, but also it's an opportunity for us to express ourselves through the medium of that book with a kind of a form to hold our creativity. And I have a friend named Adrian Avocado on Maui that he does these workshops to show, and he creates these little sacred geometrical objects. And when you look at them, it is activating to your mind and body. And actually, certain geometries are connected with certain meridians in the body. And he has a whole workshop that he teaches about this connection and shows with muscle testing how people are strengthened. All right, it's a tonifying action to look at a geometry like this. And so it's activating also to be actually creating it, or to be engaging with it, like you would be doing in the coloring book from Alyosha. So also great to check out. Cool, I think that was everyone we had yesterday, and it's 3 minutes until time to release the talks for today. Happy hump day, the peak of the summit right here in the middle. I hope you enjoy. I'm very excited about these interviews, as you can see, and sending lots of blessings, lots of love, to all of you. I also wanted to mention afterwards, I've just been made aware by a friend of mine, Glow, that there is an education. It's kind of a visioning for a future of education, and it's actually letting the children be guiding us, right, and engaging in this conversation, and it's an energetic connection. Let's see. I want to share what it's called. 1 second. I have to see where I have it written down. It's a trust also. So it's Legacy Trust, the New Earth Legacy Trust. That's what it's called. And I just wanted to mention that on here because it's very interesting. And if you are resonating with this concept of Aquarian Renaissance, Indigenous revival, there is a New Earth Children Roundtable happening actually just just after this summit, and I'm gonna share in the YouTube comments on this, so if you want to check it out. But if you look up the New Earth Legacy Trust, then you can find this New Earth Children Roundtable that is happening soon, right after this summit. And there's an invitation for anyone who wants to join and be a part of it, including children who are wanting to be illuminating, helping us to reimagine our education for a new Earth. So I definitely resonate with that, and it's something that I'm looking to do and be a part of. So may the inspiration and the movement move. Lots of love. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the interviews and presentations today. Peace.